We are in bed with books. Thank you for joining us this week. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Bethany. If you'd like to find us outside of wherever you're listening from, then you can find us on our website, inbedwithbookspod.com, on Instagram at inbedwithbookspod, and find us on YouTube for video versions of the podcast and bonus episodes.
So let's jump right in.
So one time I was coming home and there's these like three guys that like live in this apartment that's too small for three guys to live in. Or there's just like a guy and he always has his friends over or something. But like one time I was coming back and there was like disassembled computer chairs like lined up against the hall. And then they had like the bottoms and then they're all just like getting to work on something. And I'm like, what is going on right now? And then so they're like in this like corner of the hall. And then I go around the hall. So like their like doors, like they can see my door, like way down the end of the hall. And so by the time I get to my door and turn around to close it, he's like, looking, and I'm like, can we not can we just like mind our own fucking business? I mean, at first I was like flattered and now it's just annoying. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, anyways, so
yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me change our views to speaker. All right. Well, this is the final episode.
Yeah. For the season.
I say that every time.
We keep making it sound like we're like ending. We're not ending.
No.
Yeah.
It feels like an ending of an era, though.
Why?
Of a little era, of a little pocket of our episode, of our.
You mean a
podcast.
season?
Yeah.
That's not an era.
It felt really long. This one felt like a long season.
This one felt like it went by too fast for me.
I
feel like we didn't really get a breather this time.
Yeah, I feel like it's like still going.
Yeah.
Like after the break, there's like all this stuff we have to do.
I know. I'm gonna rearrange my drinks here a little bit.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking. Well, I was gonna have a margarita, but gentrification has taken our closest liquor store. We thought we had a few more days with it. I know. And like Texas is one of those places. I don't know how Washington is, but Texas is one of those places where you can't get like anything but beer and wine in stores.
Yeah.
And fun fact, I can't drink beer or wine.
Right.
Beer because of gluten and wine because I'm just really sensitive to it. It leaves me with like massive hangovers.
Yeah.
So on our like drive home, and I mean this place is right around the corner, like literally 15-minute walk tops. We were gonna stop by. It's being knocked down, I guess, to throw in some luxury apartments.
Of course.
Yep. Naturally nothing affordable. We thought we had a few more days with it, but when we were driving back, they had like the parking lot blocked off this time. So
yeah.
Pour one out for the specs. But so instead of having a margarita like I planned, even though I bought all of the stuff to make the margaritas that I was going to make, which I mean, we'll just go to a different specs. They're basically on every corner anyway. It was just like, it would have taken us a lot longer to find another specs at that point. I mashed up some strawberries very lightly, threw in a shot of vodka, and then poured some ginger ale over it.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
Vodka's nice that way. It goes with a lot of different things.
Yep. Not margarita mix though.
No.
I thought hard about it and I was like, I don't think I can put that in.
There's not very many other things that go with margarita mix, but
yeah.
Gin is like that too. It's only really good with like tonic water. We've tried it with other things and we're just like, it's missing something. Like gin and tonic water are like a marriage.
I think the thing is gin has like such a distinct dry taste that if you throw it in something willy-nilly, it just doesn't vibe.
Yeah. And tonic water like neutralizes that really well. Yeah, I'm drinking wine. It's easy.
Yeah.
Last week, whatever, I don't know. Last time I bought wine, they didn't have the wine I liked. And I just knew what was going to happen is I was going to buy a bottle of wine and not like it and be really disappointed. So I bought 2 different bottles of wine, one that was sweet and one that was like bitter, dry.
Yeah.
And I like mixed them because
Okay.
that's what I do. Yeah, it was awful. No, it was just not as good.
Did you mix them in just one cup or did you mix like the full bottles?
Each cup glass. I just
okay, so only one glass of each.
What do you
didn't like mix the whole each like full bottles? You didn't waste both full bottles on this, did you?
Yeah. So I still have like a little bit of each. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was trying to check. I was like, if you wasted the full bottles, I cannot help you.
No, I don't think I can be helped at that point. Yeah. So.
Okay. I feel like we should just get into it.
Yeah.
All
right. Okay, so what are we doing today, Melissa? I think we're going to do a couple new things this time.
Yes, I think we should do some of our classic stuff just to get the ball rolling, to get ourselves in the zone, in the mood. And then we are going to talk about some of our fan casting for some of the books that we've read this season.
Yes.
We'll have to firmly argue our points on each of them and hopefully really get to the core of how we see these characters.
Yes, exactly.
So basically how sexy we think they are and who could best portray that in our opinion.
Yes. I think we should start with Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that's our favorite one. Because we did a character episode. So I feel like because that's usually what we'll do is to do like our top. I feel like that'll come up anyways, right? Like our top MCs and stuff. So okay, so this is fun because then we choose each other's like selection in which they would fuck, marry, kill. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I will present some first.
Okay.
I feel like we always confuse ourselves with that too, and we wait for the other person. So I will give you 3 choices: fuck, marry, kill, Poppy, Castile, Kieran.
Oh God. Okay. Okay, so I would fuck Castile. I would marry Kieran and kill Poppy.
Wow.
Yeah.
For somebody who just said she was in love with Poppy, you came to that conclusion very quickly.
Yes, because I love Kieran more.
Okay, that's fair.
But Castile sounds like he'd be good. That's just a fact. Just putting it out there, just thinking, maybe.
That's not even an argument. That is just a strict fact.
Okay, you same.
I would kill Kieran, fuck Poppy, and then marry Castile.
Oh, how could you?
Simple. I want to fuck Castile a lot more than either of the other 2.
Yeah.
And if you marry them, then you fuck them for the rest of your life. Okay, here's the thing. I've been thinking about this because we've played this game a lot.
Yes.
And I don't just mean on the show, but also like in life.
Yes.
And I can't really attest to the origins of the game. But I feel like when this was originally invented, it was during potentially that period when like marriage was like, oh, it's such the end, like ball and chain, same pussy forever kind of shit. And so like the premise of fuck or marry is that either you have sex with them or they like are your ball and chain. And that's depressing as fuck.
Yeah.
I much prefer thinking about it as
a
I
partnership.
will have sex with them for the rest of my life.
That's kind of.
Do I want a taste or do I want a buffet?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I agree, and I think too. It's also like I feel like we've talked about how it's more like they'd be a good partner or they'd be someone. I feel like there was one finale where you said, "I think Castile would age like a fine wine." And I'll never forget it because it's true. Like he will just only get better.
Yes. Think about how great he's gotten like in bed with Poppy over the last 4 books now.
Mm-hmm.
Decades. They've got millennia at this point because she's
Yeah.
a primal and they've joined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Whew. Okay.
I know. I still haven't recovered.
How many times have you read that scene?
Once more because it was all I could do. I didn't have time to do it again. No.
Oh yeah. Okay. You present a set then.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. Rune. Mm-hmm. Castile and Hunt. I already know who you're gonna kill. How do I know that? I know you so well. I know who you're gonna kill. I don't know who you're gonna fuck or marry. I'll always know who you're gonna kill.
That's fair. That seems like I give that away.
It seems your pace.
Easily. Yeah. I'm gonna kill Hunt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
should have done.
And then
Bryce.
I'm gonna fuck Rune and marry Castile.
Yeah.
Castile and I are endgame
forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That one was too easy. Okay, your turn.
Well, you do the same set.
Okay. Ooh. When I think about it, let's see. I think I would marry Rune.
Okay.
I don't know though. Yeah. Fuck Castile, kill Hunt. Poor Hunt.
He's strong. He could get better.
I don't know if this is going to be a popular opinion, but I just feel like Hunt doesn't have a very dense personality. Like he doesn't really have like a lot of interesting quirks. He seems like kind of a basic guy. Like, he's into the game, like everything we know about him seems to be pretty basic for like a guy.
Well, because we haven't really seen him explore who he is outside of like having the halo, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was gonna say we could see that now that Bryce is gone, but he's got it again.
Yeah.
He's a slave again.
Yeah.
And so maybe we'll still see it because he'll start thinking about like, why did I waste my time when I didn't have it?
Yeah.
But no, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. So. Okay.
Jude, Poppy, Agnes.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. I probably that's mean. I think I'm sorry, Agnes. I think I would kill Agnes.
I guess that's a more genuine apology than when you apologize to Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt will survive.
Yeah.
My murder, my murdering him. Fuck Jude and marry Poppy.
Okay. I'd probably kill Jude, fuck Agnes, and then marry Poppy.
Okay.
And I think it's because the joining. I mean, if Castile and Kieran have to be there, I'm not gonna stop them.
They all come with the package.
Yeah. They kind of do at this point.
They do.
Okay, your turn.
Bryce, Poppy, Aaron.
Oh, dang. That was gonna be my next one.
Yeah, we hadn't done Bryce or Aaron yet.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna kill Aaron. And maybe I'll feel differently after the next book.
I know.
But
we had to
at
get through
this
the first
point-
one. So
yeah. And then I'm going to fuck Poppy and marry Bryce.
interesting.
And I'm thinking about the worlds.
I
think I'd much
you're gonna
rather
marry
be
the world.
Well, if you're gonna marry them, you're gonna be there. And I think I'd rather be in Bryce's world than in Poppy's.
Yeah, Poppy seems really severe. I mean, they both seem severe, but at least you have like a toilet, you know?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
a cell phone.
That's quite literally what it is. And also, like, there's no Craven. You don't have to worry about being out in the forest late at night because granted, they did have a few things, but it's not like typical to just have corpses running around waiting to eat you.
Exactly. Now, but by doing this, you are also killing your future with Castile and Kieran.
I'm not killing that future. I am just delaying it because Poppy is going to live a lot longer than Bryce is.
Right. So you can come for her in the afterlife.
I mean, who's to say?
Who's to say?
Okay. Your turn.
Okay. I'm going to get all daddy.
Yes. Okay.
Autumn King.
Oh, shut up.
Oh my God, that artwork. It kind of changed
so
everything for me. Who was that?
Elysiana?
Elysiana?
Yes. Elysiana. Yes.
The one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how he's always been in my head.
And you were like confirmed. You were like downloaded.
Yeah.
Like,
saved.
It's mine
later.
now. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I love it. Okay,
Please
so
continue.
Daddy Autumn King.
Yes.
What's his name?
Which one?
Maddox.
Maddox, yeah. Jude's dad.
And who do you consider a daddy in? Oh, Reaver.
Fuck you.
Okay. You love Reaver. Maddox.
I love Reaver. Okay, kill Maddox. Fuck the Autumn King and marry Reaver.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking realistically because the
we're
Autumn
gonna
King
be really realistic about this.
If we're gonna be serious about this, the Autumn King is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I won't deny that. I think he'd be great in bed, but there is no way that I'm marrying him in between these three.
That's like it's like the male equivalent of like an emotionally, like, I don't know, like what am I trying to say? Like it'd be like I don't know what I'm trying to say. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, no, you're good. Because we've seen the way he was with Bryce's mom, and then also just kind of had a child with Rune's mom because he wanted to have a powerful child, which does not bode well for his relationship skills.
No.
Reaver, however, he's honest. He is
uninhibited.
Thank you. I was looking for another word for naked.
Yeah.
He checks all of my boxes. I don't know the other ones, but those two for sure.
Yep. Yeah. I was gonna say something, I can't remember. Okay.
Your turn.
To choose. Between the three of them. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Probably the same, but I would say if I were to change anything, I would kill Maddox, possibly just fuck Reaver and then marry the Autumn King and see what that might turn into. I feel like there's possibilities there. Like,
No, that's fair,
like
that's fair.
I could like, because he's very influential. Also, he's like, this is what I was gonna say. He's kind of aloof in like not a good way.
Yeah.
Like he like
Yeah.
withholds information stupidly and then like has
Mhm.
all these plans he's not telling anyone. Like I would want to be like the lady king, the autumn
The queen?
lady. Yeah.
The queen
The autumn queen that was like, you
in
know,
on the plans.
yeah. I think that I feel like there's still gonna be a lot of action with him. Like that sounds exciting to me.
I
Whereas
think I just don't trust him
Reavers,
to tell me his plans.
yeah.
Which is, I want to know the plans. I want to be in on them.
But I feel like his wife would be the one person that would.
Potentially.
I'm going off of that. Yes, I'm going off
fair,
of that. If that's what that includes, that would be in the contract.
That's fair in your prenup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cardin.
Uh-huh.
Castile. And August.
Ooh. Cardin, Castile, and August. Cardin. Okay, I would marry August.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Easy. Castile and Cardin? Oh my God. Fuck Castile. Sorry, Cardin. Bye. Like,
yeah.
I
would kill Cardin, marry Castile, and fuck August.
Really?
Like August and I would have like a nice summer fling while we're both like fighting for the unions in Chicago.
Yes.
But Castile and I would have a more long-term future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Danica, Jude, and Bryce.
I'm gonna kill Jude. Fuck Danica and marry Bryce for the power.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized though?
What?
She does the same shit that her dad does.
She keeps
with, like,
things
the
from
hiding.
people.
She keeps her plans from people.
Fuck.
Yep. Because I was just about to say, because I'll be in on the plans, but like Hunt is never in on the plans, which to be fair, when he had plans, she also was not in on those.
But that was more for his protection, I think. Because he didn't want to involve her. Like that kind of made sense. But
and hers was just like because she wanted to feel smart, I think, which is 100% why her dad does it. Interesting.
We just unpacked something there.
Watch like somebody be like, actually in the book on this page, Hunt accuses her of this.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be like, well, whatever.
I arrived at this originally. So.
Yes, yeah.
Sarah did not tell me anything. I arrived. Okay, I would probably fuck Bryce. I think that would be fun. Okay. Kill Danica because she's already dead. We've already dealt with it. It's fine.
Yeah, I thought about
it.
And
I think I would marry Jude because that just seems kind of exciting.
No, that's fair.
But I feel like I've said this in the past. I don't think Bryce and I would get along.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean it would be bad sex.
No, that means it would be great sex.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Locke.
Oh God.
Callum. He was the golden revenant. Yeah.
The golden boy.
Yeah.
I love that he calls
Or
him.
what's his name? Callum too?
In
Crescent City, the cousin.
um um oh, it starts with an M.
Does it?
No, Cormac.
Cormac. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just like, wouldn't that be interesting? Two Callums. No,
Yeah.
Cormac. Okay, so
Yeah.
Callum, Locke, and Cormac.
Lots of C's.
Yes.
Killock. I just
Yes.
nah.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, I would probably fuck Callum.
Okay.
And marry Cormac because he wasn't that bad in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. No explanation needed on Callum because I say the exact same order for those three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Locke is worse than Callum.
And
We're
Callum's
like,
definitely committed war crimes, but somehow Locke is worse. I think because like we've experienced the kind of shit that Locke did.
Yeah.
That's much more personal. Whereas like I've
exactly.
never really experienced torture
Exactly.
in an underground cavern.
Well, and Callum has
Raven.
personality.
That's Locke is just a fuck boy.
Yeah. Not trying to make any like kind of reservations for Callum.
Yeah.
But like at least Callum has some kind of like charm or sass. Like there's something worth a fuck, right?
Yeah.
If we're
That would be a hate fuck.
If we're gonna value anything out of this game, it's gonna be fuck worthiness.
Yes, exactly. Fuckability.
Yes.
Okay,
maybe one more.
Yeah.
Okay. We need, do you want to go or do you want to go? We need to mention Midas.
Okay.
He's been left out.
On purpose, but okay.
Yeah.
I'll make it particularly difficult then. Midas, Locke, and Hansel from Once and Future Witches. I can't remember his fake name. Gideon. Gideon Hill.
Ooh, yeah. Midas, Locke. Okay, I feel like Locke has been on this list, in a previous season. And I was given a difficult one with him. And at one point I said I would marry him. So I think I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to marry him because I can just like control him.
Yeah.
But only under those terms.
Yes.
So marry Locke.
Yes.
Fuck Midas. And kill Gideon Hill.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. Marry Locke for the same reasons.
Yep. I feel like he's the most controllable out of the three. Like you'd be able to
like there's enough lies around the court that it's not like I would not marry Gideon Hill because in that society he would have all the power. I would probably fuck Midas and kill Gideon, and because like Midas is known for apparently being good and bad.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah. But then again, Gideon has lived significantly longer and he could know a trick or two.
But he doesn't seem to be like wanting to please women.
That's
you catch
fair.
my drift.
Yep. He seems to want to do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not that Midas is like
this bastion of feminism.
Yeah. Thing, but
if I would see him at a bar,
he's more of a manipulator and would be able to like at least play a part. Yeah, if you were to see him at a bar, you'd be like, he's got what it takes. If
I were like a little drunk and I could avoid some of his red flags, then yeah. And then you wake up the next morning and you're like, oh my God, he just talked my ear off about crypto the entire night. Why did I have sex with him?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's Midas.
Yeah.
It feels kind of fitting. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's next on the agenda?
Next on the agenda is we're going to cast everyone. And I'm so excited about this for a couple of reasons, because I was like, you had said, I think we should really do this for season finale, is like cast the characters. And I was kind of like, oh shit, like I don't watch a lot of movies these days. You watch way more movies, so you know like a lot more actors and actresses out there. And so I was just like, oh gosh, like, and so today at work, I didn't work. And I was like, Lily is she's kind of a doppelganger of you. She's also a Capricorn, and yeah, you would love her. And I was like, okay, we're doing this, we're casting our characters, and I'm like, I just don't even know. I honestly had a list of all the characters and I had no idea where to start. Like I was just like so gone. And so then she was like, okay, just explain the characters to me. Like, what do they need? What do they need? And she's like, and then she's like, got her IMDb app, and like I like downloaded the app, and like she got me started. And so I got to start, but I also spent the last hour just scrolling IMDb actors and actresses, because I'm like trying to see, like, I literally just look at their picture and I'm like, do I recognize them? So yeah, so I'm just, a lot of these might be like really specific to just things that I've seen, that I just, or they're just like people I really like that I feel like would fit the part. Because I feel like there's a balance between trying to match appearance, but also trying to match like energy, right? Like when we're doing casting. So sometimes I'm going to be like on the base. So like, I'll be like on the basis of looks alone, I feel like this person would match. And then there's on the basis of like, you know, maybe they don't have like all of the features, but like, I think they would like play this part really well. So there's probably going to be a mix of that on my list, but
same.
I feel like I did well. Because I have everyone filled out.
This is only a pass fail assignment.
Yes.
So
yes.
As long as you completed the assignment, then you're good.
Yeah.
You've passed this season.
Yes.
Okay. I need to be a little bit drunker.
Okay. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think all the vodka was in that drink.
Perfect.
Whew. Okay. I'm alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just start at like the first book, go down, and then we don't have to tell our whole cast. We'll just be like, okay, so my
this is what I got. Yeah.
Yep. My Bryce, and hear me out. She's not a redhead, but I think she's got the right body.
Yeah.
I think Bryce is really hard because like she has to have all of these curves plus this really like pointy button nose. And all of the actresses that I thought would be a good fit do not have that pointy button nose.
Okay.
So I'm ignoring that part. And while I don't know that I've seen her play a part like this, at least recently, I think she could do it. Because she's good at kind of like bantery, quippy kind of conversations.
Yeah.
Kat Dennings.
Okay. So I'm going to do, no, I've got my phone and I'm going to be doing searching because
that's fair.
You say names and I'm like, yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Dennings. Oh, her. Okay.
Yes,
that's really good.
Cause she
has the figure and she's like snarky in like that kind of way. Yes. Good.
And the kind of recurring depiction or like characterization and like physical description of her is about how her body would like send people to war kind of style. And Kat Dennings has that body.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
I that was actually the one that took me the longest.
No, yeah, the women were really hard. We were talking about that. The women were really hard. Like the men, we were like boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
And like then I just had Bryce, I had Jude, and I had Poppy, and I was like, in art, and I'm like, what like do I
Yes,
do?
we put so much of ourselves in those characters as we're reading
Yes.
that it was really
It
like I didn't
brings
want to
things
portray
to light.
myself.
Yeah.
It does. It does. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. So who is your Bryce?
Okay, well, that's a good one. I would actually
Thank you.
like
Thank
that
you.
one better, but Holiday Granger.
Okay, I recognize the name.
She was in the series Borgias, but she was also in she's gorgeous, and she's very, I wouldn't say she has like the absolute best, like as
Yes.
yeah, like like I said, I'm taking this from a very small pool of actors and actresses that I
Yeah.
know. And I really like her, and she has kind of a sass to her that I think would live up to Bryce. And she's like, I don't know if I don't want to say plump, but not like plump, but like just
When she
like
was
has
younger, she was
curves.
technically like considered curvy. Yeah. She's a lot
Yeah.
skinnier now that she's older. And I think that just comes with like sometimes when people get older, they just lose a lot of that like teenage weight.
Yeah.
But when she was younger, I remember seeing her
Yeah.
and she was like 2010s plus
Yeah.
size,
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, you're like a size 10,
Yeah.
but on camera you look a lot fatter because you're around a bunch of like size 2s.
Yeah, like, okay, so that's another thing too, is you have Bryce and Poppy, who are both redhead, curvy gals. So I was like going between the two of just like, because I had Holiday with Poppy at once, but I was like, I don't know, she has too strong of a will, like energy to Holiday does. So I was like, so I put her with Bryce, and I was like, that's it. I also just love her in Borgias. She's so good. A lot of mine come from like period dramas.
That's fair. That's fair. I have a few from period dramas as well.
Okay,
So
right.
we're in good company.
Okay, so we got the first one.
Yes.
Who's your hunt?
Okay. So before I say it, I'm gonna like have like a qualifier for all of my.
No, you don't have to.
Okay, but I do want to specify. So a little qualifier before this one. They're supposed to be older. So it's supposed to be like years after Poppy. It's supposed to be like years after Bryce has graduated college. She's like got to be mid to most likely like mid 20s, but like potentially late 20s, depending on how it all works out there. And so my assumption is that Hunt is supposed to look just about the same age. So I did go kind of like in 30s. And I went with Henry Cavill.
Okay.
And one, because he's fucking huge. When he like wants to get big, he gets big. Like chest is huge, shoulders huge. His
he just grows.
he does. It's like those toys you throw in the water in the sink, and they yes. Yeah, that's Henry Cavill's
Henry Cavill, everyone.
Yes. So him as Geralt, he has those moments where he's like powered up, and I think the way he does those scenes really reminds me of Hunt. When Hunt gets all like lightning in his eyes and it's just shooting out of his body, going everywhere, like it gives me kind of the same vibe.
Okay. Yeah. I like it.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is actually an actor I've never seen in anything, because this was something Lily had said, and then I saw him and I was like, that's it. Now, and he's not huge, but he's really sexy, and I kind of always imagined Hunt as being kind of having kind of an interesting face.
Yeah.
So I have Riz Ahmed.
Yes.
Because he's fucking sexy. I saw a picture, I was like, oh,
he's hot.
He's really hot. And I feel like that was like I said, I haven't seen his body. Like I haven't seen him, but I saw his face and I was like, that's Hunt.
You've never seen Riz Ahmed in anything?
I don't watch things. What is he in?
He's been Oscar nommed like more than once, I think. One of his most recent ones, and I don't want to say the most recent one, but one of his recent ones was how about him being a drummer that was losing his hearing. He was like a metal drummer.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be really good.
Okay.
I didn't see
Go
that
watch
one.
that.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, theoretically.
He was in Rogue One, I guess.
Yeah, he was. That's what I was gonna say next. Yeah.
Oh, he's in Girls. Not that I saw every season of that, but
yeah, I've only seen the first few episodes of that.
Damn. Okay, well, I'll need to watch some more things.
Yes, he's a really good actor. Now that like I'm on the spot, I can't remember everything else that he's in, but he's a good actor. I've always been impressed with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's also maybe partly because I want more from Hunt.
Maybe,
and he's just like so much more than like a basic guy, you know?
Maybe that's why I went with Henry Cavill though, is because like he doesn't need more. It's just
it's just
have you seen his like chest?
Yeah.
Barrel personality.
Barrel.
Yes.
Like when they describe a barrel chest, that's what I think of.
Just a picture of him in the dictionary. Yes.
Yeah, it's just like
I've been needing to watch The Tudors because of him.
What? He's in The Tudors? No way.
He's a lot smaller though.
I'll have to he's one of those actors that looks so different in different things.
Yes.
That's why I'm always like, oh, who is that? Oh, it's Henry Cavill. He's like such a chameleon in that way.
Yes. And it's funny because like if you look at the pictures side by side, you're like, oh, that's clearly the same person.
Yeah.
But when you see him in things, okay. My first time seeing him was in I can't remember the name anymore, but it was this movie about, was it Theseus? No, it was Perseus. Theseus. It was about the Greek gods. Immortals, I think.
Prometheus.
No,
because that was a movie.
Prometheus. That was a prequel to Alien.
Oh. That's my that's my 2 cents. I was like, it really sounds appreciate your it ends with an S and starts with a P.
Yes. Well, he played the hero, and it was like the classic. Actually, well, so the problem is it came out at the same time as the remake of Clash of the Titans. And so they're kind of all blending together in my head. But in it, he's like half naked half the time. And so naturally, this was like maybe when I was beginning college, potentially end of high school. So I was like, Grandma, we should go see this movie together.
Grandma.
She was visiting at the time, and she was like, do you want to go see a movie? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, what do you want to go see? And I was like, well, there's this movie that just came out. There's a sex scene. My grandma is not the kind of person you want to see a sex scene with.
You've learned now.
I didn't know the sex scene was there. Otherwise, I very much would not have gone. Like I knew ahead of time as it was happening. I was like, is this about to happen? This is happening. Nope, this shouldn't have been happening. I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
I should have gone with the Disney movie. But I think that was my first sex scene also.
Oh, okay.
It was Henry Cavill, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. Like in a movie.
Yeah.
I think by that point I was probably already watching porn.
God, I don't remember what was my first movie. It's fine.
I think it was just because it was so traumatic for me.
It was like your grandma and you're like in a theater, you're like in a public place and you're like, okay.
I was like, this, I don't know that this should have been my first. Yeah. But yeah, he was really lean there.
Yeah.
I think I might have liked him better. But I think it was because he was so tan too.
Yeah.
Because he worked outside. It was grease.
It was grease. Okay.
What's next?
Rune.
I actually only got the leads.
Okay.
Other than War of Two Kings.
Rune is our lead for me. I like him better than
fair.
Hunt. So
I would agree with that.
I toggled this around a bit because, I kind of was like, I saw actors and I was like, oh, that might work. And then kind of jumped moved them around the chairs. And I guess I settled on Cillian Murphy.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. It was between him and Colin O'Donoghue for me.
Okay. Let me look real quick.
He
Sorry.
played Hook in Once Upon a Time.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's got like that eyeliner going on. He's got the scruff.
Well, he's oh, I forgot. Yeah, he's a good actor.
He's moody.
I love that series. I need to
Same.
rewatch that. I don't know why. I just loved it so much. It's really not it's not like things that I watch, but I really liked it and I remember
There's something oddly comforting about the show. But I think because it's all of these like really familiar characters.
And everything's gonna be okay. And there's a good purpose. Oh my God.
It's all fairy tales. There has to be
the Prince Charming. Don't get me started. I kind
the
of
fact that they got married in real life and
I
made
know.
a family together.
And I love her.
Jennifer Goodwin.
She was in Mona Lisa Smile.
She's not my cast for it, but she would be a really good Beatrice.
Yeah.
In my head.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, yeah. Okay. Moving on. We've got a lot to get through.
So. Hopping back. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just kind of going in order from the books.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the next book would be Guild, and we're talking about Arin then.
So who did I put? Okay. I put Victoria Pedretti. You looking it up?
Yeah, but continue to talk while I do it so it's not awkward.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I will hear you.
She was in the latest season of You, and she was in
I did
both
see her.
seasons of The Haunting on Hill House or of Hill House.
That's so funny. Okay.
She's got this kind of like sad look on her face.
Yes.
That I think I don't know. And I feel so bad for Arin. Maybe she's I know that we're going to find her to be a lot stronger in the next few books, just based on the kind of hype around this.
Mm-hmm.
But the way she is now, I feel like Victoria Pedretti could do a really good job with that.
Yeah. Okay. So I chose someone that for those same reasons, because I think there's like this sad look, but that they're going to like overcome. Like that's exactly why I chose Rachel Brosnahan. She she was in House of Cards, kind of a small, not a very big role, but I just like gravitated towards her. I was just like, every time I saw her, I was just like, I just love her. I haven't seen her in anything else, but I just like really liked her, and I envision her in other things. Like she's just one of those actresses to me. But she has kind of this like interesting face and like has this like kind of sad look, but that she's gonna like overcome this. Yeah. That's literally the same reasons. So
cool. Yeah. I like how we got the same. Yeah, we felt
like, because I had grazed over Victoria Pedretti. Pedretti, and I was like, oh, she's like got one of those kinds of like, I haven't seen her in anything, so I didn't choose her, but I knew that she was in You. Okay, so Midas, I had to put in Midas.
Yeah. I mean, he's technically in the first book the love interest.
Yeah.
And now hear me out.
Okay.
You're gonna be kind of surprised.
Okay.
So I put Chris Evans for this.
Okay.
Because
your husband.
He is. Yep.
He holds a special place.
He's just good at what he does.
Yes.
But so, I mean, I loved him as Captain America, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that I love Captain America. But then right after kind of like the end of that era for him, he went and he did a murder, like a crime drama, I guess comedy technically. Where like if you haven't seen Knives Out, skip ahead 15 seconds. He was the killer.
Okay.
And it was really fun to watch. He was really so the premise is like it's a rich family. The grandfather, who actually has all the money, dies mysteriously and leaves all the money to his nurse, his like at-home nurse. And so the whole family is like throwing a hissy fit. They're having an investigation into it. But what is his name? And his name is Hugh, but he makes them call him Ransom. That's like his middle name or some shit. I don't know. But he's really creepy, and he's really kind of manipulative, and he's got that like, I'm a rich kid who knows that I'll get what I want kind of attitude for most of it. And I really enjoyed the way he did it.
Yeah.
And I think him doing Midas would actually be really fun. At the time of filming this, also our episode, he is about to be, or like the Gray Man is about to come out, where he's the villain.
Okay.
And I'm really excited.
He's entering
that
villain.
Mustache.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is such a
explore.
1970s serial killer. Like, I know.
This not even
Don't get the girls
but like
started.
Spy villain. Yes. And then I guess so. Not really a villain, but in Snowpiercer,
I have seen that.
Yes, I loved him.
You had recommended it, so I had watched it.
Yes. I recommend it to a lot of people. First of all, I think the movie itself is great.
Yeah.
But the emotional scenes at the end when he confesses to like cannibalism,
yeah,
and when he's like wielding the axe in that like tunnel where it's all dark, I want to see him be a little bit more evil still. So yeah.
Okay, well you'll have to watch Bronson now.
Yes.
Okay, I put Nicholas Hoult.
Ooh,
because he would be a good nasty little boy.
yes I heavily support that.
Yeah, so I was, it's funny because I think of him as like a kid kind of, because he was in About a Boy.
yeah
And he's like a little boy, and then I saw him in Skins, and he was like, he's my age. So when he was in Skins, all of the kids in Skins are my age, the first generation. And so he was in that. He was really good. And then, in the Great, he's like very like aloof and like shitty.
Yes.
In like a funny way.
He's great in the Great. Yeah.
He's great in the Great.
There's times when I feel myself rooting for him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang it, Melissa, don't do that. But that'll also be perfect for Midas.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have anyone else for Guild?
For Sale. Yes.
Okay. I did not. Go ahead.
Tom Holland.
Okay.
So this is very, like, he's kind of squirmy, but he's older, like clearly early adulthood. Yeah. I mean, he's like muscly, but when you put on, like, if you're going to put on some, like, even just a half size too big kind of clothes, you could hide all of his muscles, because he's like a dancer and a gymnast kind of style. So all of his muscle is really like stretched. Yeah. He's not beefy like Henry Cavill. He's
sinewy. Yes. Even though I hate that word. He's sinewy.
Yes. I hate to say it, and I'm not going to say it. But in Infinity War, in Avengers, he had this really terribly heartbreaking scene when he gets snapped and he gets dusted, where he's like holding on to Tony Stark, and he's like, I don't want to go. What's happening? I don't want to go. I feel weird. And so this really kind of heartbreaking, he's this like 16, 17-year-old kid who's having to contend with suddenly dying.
Yeah.
And then Sale breaks our hearts. And so I feel like he could really do that scene justice.
That's very Sale. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get Rip because we don't really know Rip yet.
No, I didn't either, because I was like, that'll be for next season.
Yeah. If I had to, like, in my head, he already looks kind of like Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, actually.
Yeah, but I already casted him as Hunt, so
yeah. He can't go anywhere else.
No, he can't.
So the Wicked King. So we have Jude.
Yes, I'm actually very proud of this one.
Okay.
These two are a little bit older, so let's pretend it's aged up. They're in high school. So for Jude, I said Diana Silvers.
Sounds familiar.
And yes, I think you might recognize her.
Oh no, I have not seen her before.
Okay. I was one of, I think, the 6 people who watched Space Force, the show on Netflix with Steve Carell and John Malkovich and her.
Oh, she'd be a good Jude.
Yeah.
Like just looking at her.
No, exactly. I think she has this kind of fairy-like look to her. And even though Jude isn't fairy, she isn't fae, I do think that living there for so long would definitely have worn off on her a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So that is my Jude.
Okay. So my Jude is, we're going to go back to skins.
Okay. I think I know who you're going to say. Go ahead.
Kaya Scodelario.
Let's see here. How do you spell that?
Kaya Scodelario.
Yep.
And it's Nicholas Holt's little sister.
Yep.
Effie. She's just okay. So if she'd also make a really good Nesta, because she's just like, really intense.
Yes.
But I feel like, I actually don't think and because while I was there, I also casted like the Night Court because we like did it in book club. And I actually don't think she'd make quite a great Nesta, because Nesta requires like a coldness that I think Effie is more of a, she's just more like, I feel like I've said the word aloof a lot tonight, but she's just more like annoyingly like aloof, like playful, and like
I think it's her nose, because I feel like Nesta has like a strong straighter nose, like this kind of stern look.
Yeah.
And I feel like Kaya doesn't have that.
Kaya's not stern.
Yeah.
She's just difficult for difficult's sake.
Yeah.
Which Nesta is also, but Nesta's got like a coldness. I don't know. There's another layer to it. I can't quite pin
There's
down.
this like standoffishness.
Yeah. And I have a Nesta.
Okay.
So we'll get there.
We will save that.
We will get
save
there.
that for another day, because I also have some fan casts in my head already.
Okay.
Those actually came when I was like, I need to do this for the finale. I would think of a bunch of Avatar ones, and then I was like, we haven't read that on the podcast.
Yeah.
Those are pointless right now.
Yeah, we'll maybe we'll do it for the bonus episode when we talk about.
See.
We'll see. Yeah.
What bonus episodes?
What bonus episodes? Oh, okay. Okay, next.
Okay.
Carden. Ooh, Carden's a good one. I
said Bill Skarsgård.
Okay, hold on. I have to figure out which Skarsgård we're talking about.
Yeah, the one who played it.
Okay, I have to figure out which Skarsgård we're talking about.
No, I guess to be fair, all you picture is it. No, that's fair. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got that kind of like dark circles under his eyes. He always kind of plays these half drunk characters, and not always half drunk, but like they always seem half drunk,
He's very pale.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I this one was when I got help from Lily, because I was like, Timothy Chalamet, but not,
Chalamet.
Yeah. Okay, I'm drunk. Calm down. Timothy Chalamet, but not Timothy Chalamet. Like I was like, he's too pretty, but like I want like a pale, kind of feminine looking.
I do think he's a good one though.
Yeah, he would be a good one, but I'm also like,
because he can do the sad boy thing.
Yeah,
because Carden really has that like, I'm so soft, listen to my poetry kind of like, that's the vibe I get from him.
Yeah. But okay, but hear me out.
Okay.
Ansel Elgort.
Ooh, interesting.
Because this is what I see in Carden. Okay.
Yeah.
And Baby Driver, he's like very quiet and like closed off, but then like he can like command when he wants to. That's what I see in Carden.
See, I still see like the bullier. I guess
he could be a bully.
Well,
I don't know.
see Skarsgård making that actually a little bit hot.
Yeah.
Like I could see Skarsgård really working a tail. Not gonna lie.
But there's something little boy about Ansel that I feel like Cardin has. I don't like, there's something kind of little boy about Cardin that I was like, but I like your selection as well.
Yeah, no. That's
but that's why I kind of came, because I was like, because I have seen Baby Driver and I know who this is.
Yes. You're like, this is a movie I've seen.
Yes.
I know what I'm
mark me.
Yes.
But Lily brought him up and then she said Baby Driver and I'm like, oh yeah, that's perfect. So he's kind of nerdy.
No. Throw away kind of cast for this one as well. Lily James in Baby Driver. I think she'd be a good Nicolina.
Lily James, Nicolina?
Yeah. Nicasia?
Oh, Nicasia or Nicasia.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Nicolina's from the Serpent and
yeah,
Dove. I was like, whoa. Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, because she said that like she's kind of too skinny for her own good.
And too pretty and like,
yes.
She's not mean. Lily James
isn't mean.
Would have to work to be mean. Yeah.
Well, she just played Pamela Anderson, and so I think she's
getting her edge now.
Yeah, exactly. She clearly knows how to get her edge. So another one kind of like Chris Evans, where it's like you're clearly branching out of what you've been typically cast in, and I will put you at your
You're graduating into
yes.
not being a character actor. That's good. Yeah. Lily James has definitely been a character actor.
Yeah, she kind of played that like demure kind of princess style, which I mean she played Cinderella, so clearly it was working for her.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
The next book is The Once and Future Witches, so we get to do the three sisters.
Yes. Okay.
I had a hard time with Bella.
I actually got Bella's pretty easily.
Really?
Yes, but let's start from the youngest. Let's go Juniper first. We'll ease up to it. Okay.
Saoirse Ronan.
Interesting. I support it. I heavily support it. I think it works. It's funny because I saw her while I was looking through actresses and I was like, oh, I should have put her somewhere. But I think it works for Juniper. I put Caitlin Dever. She was in Booksmart.
Okay, I saw that somewhere. Hold on.
Yeah. I saw that one actually on the plane back from the UK.
What's the last name?
Dever.
Oh shit, I just saw it and it went away. There it is. Did you hear that? Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really seen her in anything.
She's really good. I've seen her in a few things now. One, Booksmart. She was in Last Man Standing, which I feel like is one of those shows, you know, when you kind of have to watch TV against your will because that's what your parents are watching. That was one of those shows, but she was really, really good on that.
Okay.
So
yeah, because I think of Juniper as like really spunky and like
and fiery,
has like a fiery, yeah.
No,
and I feel like I watched it came out in London the same year that The Favorite came out. Yeah, Mary Queen of Scots.
Yes.
I watched it on the plane. Wasn't a great fan of the movie, but I saw her in it and I was like that. So that's what I was like thinking of.
Yes. Yeah. The last thing that I saw Saoirse Ronan was I actually saw parts of Little Women.
Yes. Okay. I also saw her in Lady Bird. Loved Lady Bird. In fact, I need to watch that again. I haven't
seen that yet. I need to, but
I didn't even know it was a Timothy Chalamet.
It's just her and him had this kind of thing going for
I was like, I remember when before I knew who Timothy Chalamet was, and I watched it, I was like, okay, this kid's like full of himself. And then I was like, okay. Now I'm like, because it was Timothy Chalamet.
Yes. I actually loved him in Don't Look Up because he just kind of plays this like Midwest hick kind of like
right.
I think it was a fantastic break from some of his previous characters.
Right.
He's played. It was great.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, Agnes.
I have Emma Mackey.
I like that. I
I had
put
to put her
Elizabeth
somewhere.
Olsen. Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah. And it might just be that I just saw Doctor Strange. But I think she's the right age to be playing the character. Because I was thinking about like the age difference between each of the actresses as well. And so I think she kind of fits right nicely there in the middle.
Right.
And she's also got this kind of undeniable beauty about her that they definitely imply that Agnes has. And so even though she's not trying to be like, she's very much not trying to be this very like sexual woman, but she still has this sex appeal that you can't escape.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I put I'm just gonna say I put Emma Mackey because I wanted to put her somewhere, and I really like her, and I really like Agnes, and I think Agnes has enough like conviction, but also like a softness that Emma Mackey has, and at least in Sex Education she did.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think of all of the people on our list, like all of the characters, that's the one she fits the best.
Yeah.
Maybe Jude, but I feel like she's slightly too hard for Jude.
Who, Elizabeth or Emma?
Emma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really? I would think Jude needs to be relentlessly hard.
Like physically.
Okay.
She doesn't have that same kind of like sprightly look that I think
Jude has.
Needs. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now Bella, this was actually the first one that I thought of throughout all of our, like when we had talked about this, when you were like, yeah, let's do this. I was like, I know who this is. I went with Katie McGrath. She played Morgana on Merlin, my favorite show. I shouldn't say favorite, my emotional support show.
That sounds like your emotional support show.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I watched it more times than I'd like to admit while we were in London.
What was the name again?
Katie McGrath.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I don't know how to, that's it. That is my explanation.
Okay. Yeah. I always imagined Bella being dark haired. I don't know if that was described or not, but
yeah, all three of them technically had different shades of black hair.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I struggled with this one. And so I just kind of put one there, but I think it could work. Okay. Natalia Dyer, she was Nancy in Stranger Things.
Yes.
So she has kind of more delicate features, I think.
Yeah.
And then she's more of she's more of an investigator. So
yeah, definitely. I can see that. Okay, I have another third secondary character. So Zoe Kravitz as Miss Quinn.
Really?
Yes.
I do know who that is.
If
I
you
did watch Batman, by the way.
Now. Okay.
I watched half of it. We couldn't finish.
That's fair. That's fair. That is understandable.
Okay.
I almost peed my pants in that movie. I wish I was exaggerating. But by the time I realized I had to pee, like the movie had taken off. There wasn't like an ending. There wasn't any kind of lull in plot that I could have banked on.
Yeah.
I was just sitting in the movie theater hoping to God that when I stood up, I had the pelvic strength within me to stop anything from happening. Yay.
Yay.
That's getting old, ladies.
So she is Miss Quinn.
Yeah, that's who I imagine is Miss Quinn. She's kind of this, she's got this, and I think specifically in Batman, because when I see her, like I after Batman, obviously I got a shit ton of like suggested posts and reels and everything from the movie, and then from their like press junket. But as Catwoman, she's got this slower speech typically, this like lower drawn out that I think Miss Quinn fits with.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get to Miss Quinn.
No, that's fair. I was just thinking about it.
Yeah. Good. Did you do Their Eyes Were Watching God? I didn't know if we had
Janie.
discussed. Okay. I got Janie and Tea Cake. So
okay, yeah. Do yours first. Okay, well I'll do this. Okay, so
you do
Janie,
yours first.
I don't have tea cake, so tell me your tea cake first when I get there.
Okay.
So for Janie, I put Zoe Saldana.
Okay. Sorry.
She's never disappointed me in her acting. I think she could really, because we talk about the way that the poetic language,
from Avatar, yes,
the way that the poetic language within like Kirsten's language really captures the emotions that just like really plain prose can't. And I think Zoe Saldana could do a really good job of capturing that. And this is where just the only reason I didn't say Halle Berry is because Halle Berry has been
already
in the movie.
played Janie.
She played Janie.
Yeah.
So we know she can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's yours?
I chose her on the basis of like the kind of character I think Janie is, which is like very, she's kind of a goes with the flow, but like she seems amiable, but then at the end of the day she has conviction, right, about what she wants. So I thought of Natalie Emmanuel.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's like very like soft, but then yeah. So I thought of her. Tea Cake, I have Omar Sy, who is like, he's like a more jolly Idris Elba.
Okay.
He's more of a more fun.
I got really excited, but now I want to check.
He plays Lupin, which has been on he's a French actor.
Yes.
He plays Lupin on Netflix. And I watched the first season and it was really good. And I need to watch the second season, but he's really good because I remember it. I mean, Idris Elba's a little bit older. Like I kind of thought of him at first, but then I was like, I don't know, he's too old and too much like of the older bracket and a little bit more serious. Tea Cake's like more fun. And Lupin, he's a bit more like easier going and stuff. So Omar Sy, I would say, for Tea Cake.
So I'm gonna throw out there Sterling K. Brown.
Okay.
He was in This Is Us.
Okay.
And I've definitely seen him in other things. I've always really enjoyed his performances. And I think he's got this charm about him that, because Tea Cake is supposed to have that kind of like,
he's supposed to have a charisma.
Charm. Yeah, this like where you're really into it when he's there, and then you get a little suspicious when he leaves.
Yeah.
I do feel like he could do that. I think it was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He played a suspect on one of the episodes. And it's a really good episode because he nearly gets away with murder, but then Jake like breaks him and he confesses all in one go. And it's a greatly done, it's an amazing scene. And I think not that is just kind of like the basis of my opinion on
exactly,
but it was a good scene. And so I think that is a good indication that he could play Tea Cake.
Yeah.
Not the show that he starred in.
No, yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's good for Their Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, the last one.
The War of Two Queens.
Yes.
Oh, you do. I only have 4. Okay, I'm excited. Oh God, this one was
I've
hard.
Got 6.
Okay. Kieran was really easy for me.
Oh yeah, same.
Do we want to start there?
No.
Okay, where do you want to start?
We'll start at Poppy.
Okay, go ahead.
So I've never actually seen, as far as I know, I've never actually seen this girl in anything, but I saw online somewhere where somebody was like, oh, she'd be a great Poppy. And when I saw her, I was like, yes, that is how she looks in my head. So I'm also looking her up so I can remember exactly what she looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Danielle Rose Russell.
Oh.
I think she has this kind of like, they in the latest book, they talk about how her eyes are kind of wide set. She's kind of got these like pursed, not like pursed, but like these cupid lips, these really like pouty lips, you know? And I was like, if this girl had red hair, this is what Poppy looks like in my head.
No, that's
I must have seen her
really
at some
good.
point, and like that's what it looked like, you know? That's what my brain filled in as all of these features were explained. But yeah, that is who
that's a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose Juno Temple.
Yes.
I love
she was
her.
almost my Poppy.
I love her because
She's great.
she has like the plump lips
Mm-hmm.
and like wide eyes, and she has this kind of inquisitiveness, which I feel like is appropriate for Poppy.
Yeah.
I think she also is redheaded. I wasn't trying to like be like only red hair because that's
Yeah,
like really hard.
I've seen her with red and blonde.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But she was in Atonement is what she's known for. She's been in a lot of other things, I feel like. That was
Who
like
was
her
she in
first
Atonement?
one. She's the young sister that
No, I think that's Saoirse Ronan.
no, she's the other sister.
Oh, okay.
The red frizzy curly hair. So
Yes,
I think
okay.
she's a natural red.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But she's like a very, I don't know, I've always really liked her. And I think she'd be a good
this
Poppy.
kind of like baby face. And I hate to say that as like, and saying that as somebody who really hates being told that I've got a baby face. But she does. She's got this like, I looked her up just to be sure that I knew who you were talking about.
Yeah, sure.
I did.
Sure.
Yeah. She's got this like heart-shaped face.
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly how she's described Poppy.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. The like quote unquote problem with that is that your cheeks stay kind of chubby, speaking from experience.
Yeah.
And so it really gives you like that youthfulness into old age.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I vote her.
Okay.
Who next?
Castile. And so the thing with this is the only one that I'm really unsure about.
Okay.
And I think I put too much weight on this one.
Yeah.
And at some point I was just like, fuck it.
Same.
I went with Austin Butler. And I don't know that I would have gone with him, except that he's going to play Elvis Presley in the next like
oh god. No, that's
Baz
funny.
Luhrmann.
This was one Lily had told me, and I looked it up, and then all I saw was Elvis, and I was like, ugh. Because that kind of undoes it for you. And I was like, I need to get rid of the Elvis photos.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got this cockiness that I think he could pull off really well.
Yeah.
And he does look good with black hair. If I didn't know he was going to play Elvis and he was going to have black hair in that, I would have been like, no, he's going to look washed out, but he doesn't. He looks good. Side note, I'm actually pretty excited. I'm probably going to see that Elvis movie. It looks good.
Yeah. Love a good biopic.
Yes. But yeah, so that is the only one that I'm slightly unsure about.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who did you choose?
Okay, so this is when it starts getting specific, I think. Whitefield. Andy Whitefield.
Okay.
He is now deceased, unfortunately. I think he died of Parkinson's, but he was in the Spartacus series, which Milo and I really liked. We both watched it a lot.
Nice. Yes.
He was the first Spartacus, and then they replaced him. Andy Whitefield. I think he's very attractive.
It's the eyes. Like that. The eyes are very
the
Castile.
Golden. Yeah, if they were like golds. And he always has short hair, but I imagine if he had long hair, like, I don't know. Cause he's
Yeah.
also not big, but he's like
That's
I never imagined Castile as being like a
huge.
big guy.
Yeah, no.
But it didn't matter because he was Atlantean and he could just like, do whatever he wanted. And so Andy's more of like lean and strong.
Yeah.
He's a gladiator. Yeah. He's a fucking gladiator in this. He's Spartacus.
Yeah.
He's a leader.
You want to keep going?
I think we should move on.
Okay. So my Kieran, I went with, and please forgive me for butchering the name, Roger Jean Page.
The
Duke.
Rege
hyphen.
Okay.
Jean.
Okay.
Yes.
Really? Okay. So I had him at first.
Really?
And then I changed him.
Okay. To who?
Jacob Anderson. Grey Worm.
Yes.
Grey Worm.
Mm-hmm.
That is so
I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
I saw him like today and I was like, that's exactly who I've been imagining him. And I didn't even realize it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, that's it. That's Kieran. Because he's just, it's all about servitude. Mm-hmm. And like loyalty.
The way he stands, always with his arms behind his back, his hands clasped. Yes. And just like very short sentences. Like he's not a rambler. I love it. The smirk.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I support that. Okay. So I also in the process casted Jasper. And the reason being that when I was looking for people to play Kieran, Roger Jean Page came up first. But on the same page was Isaiah Mustafa. He was the Old Spice guy.
Yeah.
And the pictures were next to each other. And I was like, you actually look oddly similar. They kind of have the same, I guess, like head, shoulder, neck.
Yeah. Ratio.
Construction going on. And I do think, so Isaiah Mustafa was in Shadowhunters, the show that was based off like the Cassandra Clare Shadowhunter series. And I really liked him in that. So in that, he plays this kind of like father figure. He's a cop. He's constantly supporting the kids through their like antics. And I think he could do Jasper pretty well in that like supportive, but also kind of mocking you at the same time.
Right.
He's going to support you, but he's going to give you shit the entire time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
Did you, if you didn't cast him, you're fine.
I didn't know.
But you cast Isbeth, right?
I did.
Okay, same. Who did you do?
Polly Walker.
Okay, let me look her up.
So she was in Rome. If you ever watch the series Rome on HBO, she plays Atia of the House of Juilliard, which is where she was absolutely awful. And I think she could just be like so mean.
She's in Bridgerton.
She's also in Bridgerton, yeah. Yes, she plays a subtler version of the same thing, much subtler. But she's
vile.
Like vile. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Nasty.
I support that.
Yeah.
So I went with Lena Headey.
Why does that sound so okay. I was like, why does that sound so familiar? Yeah, that'd be good. Because
for very obvious reasons.
She's cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny because at least from what I've seen, which again, I'm not a celebrity. I only know her through the internet. She seems like a nice enough person.
Yeah.
But I think specifically because of the way she played Cersei in Light of the Seven.
Yeah. She's proved herself worthy.
She's proven herself to be selfless or selfish in the best of ways. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I have Millicent also.
Okay.
Okay, so you've seen Dairy Girls.
Yeah.
Nicola, and I'm gonna fucking butcher her last name.
How do you spell it?
Coughan. Coughan.
Cohen.
Cohen. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, she's from Galway,
Yes.
Ireland.
Because
Love
she
her.
still has that like oval face kind of. Well, one, she's plus size,
Yeah.
and we know that these girls are heavier,
Plus size.
and I want to give them the opportunities that they fucking deserve.
Yeah.
But she also, so she, another one, I just watched the end of season 2, so clearly Bridgerton is on my mind.
Oh, okay. I was like, of Dairy Girls? What?
Yeah, no, God, well, yeah, season 2 is already on
I know,
Netflix.
but the
season 3
is still going out on IMDb.
it is. We
all 4
either need to move to the UK to see the end of Dairy Girls, or marry somebody from England. That yes, and then somehow get those channels here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the way that she, because like, okay, I mean, minor Bridgerton spoilers. Did you finish season 2? Okay, just want to check.
Yep.
She's kind of struggling with herself as Lady Whistledown because the Queen's kind of getting a little too close.
Mm-hmm.
And then Eloise is being kind of rude without intention. Like she's not meaning to be rude about it.
She's distracted.
Yeah. But Penelope, Nicola Cohen, had this moment where she was like, I'm gonna give it up for Eloise, for my family. Well, mostly for Eloise. But then her and Eloise have this fight, and so she kind of takes a little bit of power back, and she's like, fuck this. I'm gonna keep writing. I'm gonna keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that moment where she was like I love that turn, the way she did that shift back towards her own power. And yes. I think I want that for Millicent.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of been subjected to her mom's antics for so long, you know?
Yeah. I love that moment in Bridgerton because you have Eloise who's like very much like, why would you? I think there's a moment at the end when she realizes that it's her.
Yeah, no, she tells her.
Yeah. Okay.
And so because she
my memory.
No, you're good. Well, you also did this weeks ago while you were sick.
Yeah, I was not 100%. Yeah. And I loved that because there was that conversation they had where it seemed like what Miss Whistledown was writing wasn't up to snuff with like Eloise's mm-hmm. like expectations of what influence should be. And then for her to kind of for then Penelope to then do it anyways was
well, yeah.
exciting.
So Penelope had the Queen had accused Eloise of being Lady Whistledown, and the Queen wasn't hearing anything against it. And so to try to save Eloise, Penelope published this really scathing gossip about her to try to be like, why would Eloise write this stuff about herself?
Mm-hmm.
But then of course later she finds out that Penelope wrote it, and she's not listening to her say like, I was helping you.
Yes. Yeah. That was a hard scene.
Like it really was. It really was. Their story was my favorite.
Yeah.
From like the end of the series or the season. Same. Because it can really only go up from here. It's probably going to get a little bit dirtier, but it's going to go up.
Yeah.
But she's so quiet all the time.
Yeah.
Nicola, Penelope.
Yeah, she doesn't actually have like much of her personality outside of being Miss Whistledown.
Yeah, and nobody knows that
even what she shows Eloise, like obviously she doesn't have any kind of place with like her mother and her sisters, but like yeah.
Well, and also like not to be like team Penelope or anything, but how wrapped up in yourself do you have to be to not notice that Lady Whistledown's words and all of these things sound like your best friend?
Right.
Because even as she's thinking back, she's like thinking back like entire weeks and months of things of her like periodicals. But they didn't occur to her at the time.
Yeah, that's what's kind of sad is the fact that like nothing, like Penelope didn't feel comfortable sharing this with Eloise.
Yeah.
And that was the only way she could get it out, was writing it.
Well, and she even had, like, Eloise is even like, I don't know if you ever said these things to me before, but this time I noticed that they sounded different, or they sounded like somebody specific.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you've probably gossiped before, because that's what you guys seem to do.
Yeah.
And you just haven't noticed this about her.
Yeah.
Which just seems sad. Like, because Penn's whole thing is that she's not seen.
Yeah.
And then to also kind of in the midst of this argument in a backhanded way be confirmed that until this moment she still wasn't seen.
Yeah.
Also, fuck the brother who she like, they danced and she was all hot for him. Was it Benedict?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, one of
I know what you mean. Like he's just like, yeah, I'm not.
Well, she turns the corner and they were like, so are you courting Penelope? And he's like, oh God, I would never. Like,
fuck you.
You're still within the season. You have to have known what that single dance,
also,
what message that single dance meant.
Also, we're like in Jane Austen like letters territory, and the fact that she's been writing you in or where was it, India? Like,
yeah, Greece,
like, and like that's not courtship. Like, come on.
And then he pulls her aside to
life.
be in private. He pulled her aside in private, which he's really lucky that her mom didn't say anything. And that's only because they had the bigger issue at hand, which was that the cousin was a fraud. But regardless of his reasoning for saying it, we've already had a situation that season with said cousin who was a fraud, where they get caught in private and then they have to get engaged. So the show's already set this precedent. And so he was already crossing this line. And I'm clearly getting heated about this. And when
Bridgerton ran tangent.
yes. When he goes to see her cousin, the one that they like had a thing with previously, and she mentions that like Penelope will always be there for him. He mentions that to her later. He quotes that and he's like your cousin said, you're loyal to me and you're true and you're honest. That's not something you say to somebody you're not courting.
No.
Like all of these things kind of are coming together. Like you're dancing, you're sending letters to each other, you're sitting in private. Like, how did you feel so comfortable to take her off into this like private space?
Yeah.
Public versus private.
Yes. Big moment in this era.
Yes.
As we know.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Takes long drink.
Yes. Bridgerton.
If I had any left.
We need to start realizing what shows we watch similarly and do bonus episodes or something.
Yes, we do.
We clearly have a lot of things to say.
I always have things to say. That is the end, though. That is the end of our cast.
That is the end. I did do the night court. Are we gonna save that? Or can I just quickly mention?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they might change. But I feel like I did go through the work. Okay. So Reese is actually Bridgerton season 1, Renee Page. I did not. Because he has the command and he has the sensuality that I'm looking for in Reese. Because I had him as Kieran as well. And then I was like, I don't know, Kieran's more this. And then I was like, you know what? And then Farah is still on the table, cannot decide. I'm gonna say Nesta, right now,
Okay.
which is one of
Okay.
my favorite. I just think she's so cool. Leah Seydoux. She's a French actress. She actually plays in a video game. Milo was playing. I was like, that's Leah Seydoux. Lea.
Oh,
And then
yes.
her last name is, yeah. She played in one of my favorite movies, which is Farewell, My Queen. She plays a maid in the Palace of Versailles. As a handmaid to what's her face? Queen Antoinette, played by Diane Kruger.
Yes.
And such a great movie. I wrote one of my essays in grad school on it. So
nice.
And didn't get a great grade, but that's fine.
Did any of us?
Did any of us really? And if you did, fuck you.
If you did, that's just like, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great for you.
Oh my God, but I just love her. And I even thought, because she has kind of this like fuck you energy, but also being like very like I know myself energy that I like. Okay. The other ones aren't that important. I was trying to figure out where to put Jamie Dornan. And I kind of wanted him as Azrael. Yeah. I was like, I think he'd fit because he can be really quiet.
And
I like that.
He's played creeps more than once.
Yeah.
Not creeps.
Sexy
like Azrael's
creeps.
Not a creep. Sexy. Exactly.
Sexy creeps,
like,
which aren't as creepy as creeps are.
The guy from 50 Shades.
Yeah.
Which, according to rumor, and I think it's technically just canon because I think Sarah J. Maas is actually the one who said it. But Azrael's supposed to be like kinky.
Oh yeah. It's alluded, yeah.
Yeah.
So
so Jamie Dornan as Azrael. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted, so again, this has already kind of been going around my brain sphere. Bradley James, he was in Merlin. He played King Arthur, Prince Arthur, and then King Arthur. And I think he'd be good at as Castile. Because he's another one.
Castile or Cassian?
Cassian, sorry.
What's his name?
Bradley James. He's got like the big chest. He's a big guy. Even when he was like playing a prince, you know, when guys like midsections are so muscly that they look like they've got fat, but really it's just muscle. Yeah. Yes. Hard yes.
Okay, so hear me out for Cass. Or are you done? Sorry.
Cassian. Yeah. No, that's just one that's been up in my brain.
Okay, so hear me out for Cassian. Okay, I just literally just typed Cassian and IMDb. Nope, that's not how it works, Bethany.
Yes. Not yet.
Manu Bennett. It just sounds French to me. He's also in Spartacus. He plays one of the side characters, and he's just exactly what Cassian is as a character in the show Spartacus. He plays Crixus. He's supposed to be just like all like, he's supposed to be like the muscle. He's very much when I think of Cassian, you know, you have those like passionate men.
Yes.
You know, so he in the show Spartacus, he falls in love with not Niobe, that's Rome. I'm getting my 2010s series mixed up.
Understandable.
It starts with an N, but there's this girl he's really into and they fall in love, right? And he just gets so intense about it. Yeah, that's him. He just that's the only way he can express himself is like physically. And that's how I feel like with Cassian. Like when he's like angry, like he has to like do something.
Fuck it out.
Yeah. So Manu Bennett. That is Cassian. That is Cassian.
Could play Nesta. And this is not my final answer. So if we talk about this again later, it is subject to change. Yes. Is Natalie Dormer.
Okay. Yes.
And because I feel like she's always got the smirk, and when she doesn't have the smirk though,
it's mean looking.
Yes, in this very hot way.
Yes.
You can tell that she does this. Yes. You can tell she does herself. The smirk to make sure that she doesn't come off quite as like resting bitch face.
Yes.
But I think she really could nail that.
Okay, so I literally have
like power.
Yes. I literally have Natalie Dormer crossed off next to Nesta. Like she was on my list. And I'm reconsidering a lot of things. I'm always flipping between people.
Yeah.
Leah Seydoux could honestly be Feyre.
I think she could also be Elaine.
She could be Elaine. I think because I need more from Elaine before I can cast her. I'm so upset. I think with how much I don't know who Elaine is. Like I am just like so.
We know enough about Elaine that I feel like plenty of people could easily play her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Feyre, I need more from the actors.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I actually had Natalie Dormer. I got really excited when I found Leia Seydoux, and then I was like, oh, I need to put her somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
That I moved Natalie Dormer to More.
Yes.
But I also like her as Nesta. So it's, we can come back to that.
Yeah.
Because I think More is a little bit more playful.
Natalie Dormer can do that.
She could. That's also Natalie Dormer though. Like she could do Feyre. She could do all fucking 5 people. All the girls. Yeah, she's just great. I really liked her. I liked her in the Tudors.
Yes. Somebody that I think could play Feyre, potentially. Again, not my final answer, but Sophie Turner. Was that one of yours?
I have her crossed off.
Yep.
And then I put someone else and then I crossed them off. I just can't decide, but I had her as Feyre. Yeah. That's funny. That's great.
I don't have an explanation. That is my answer.
That is it. Because I also think too, all we know of Sophie Turner is Sansa.
Mm-hmm.
And Sansa has her journey. She has her beginning and her end. And I feel like towards the end, she starts getting a little bit less Elaine, more Feyre.
Yeah.
Like there was a little Nesta in the middle there.
Yes. Yes. The last shot of her, which is her like on the throne in the north, very much like Feyre in
vibes.
the Court of Nightmares.
Yep. Yeah. I a little bit more agree
clothed,
with that. Yeah. A little bit more furs.
Yeah.
Okay. I also had to just last one. Eleanor Tomlinson. I wanted to put somewhere. I had her as Elaine. She plays in Poldark, one of my British shows that I watch. I just like her.
I support that.
I had some names floating around in case they felt right. Dakota Johnson and Jessica Brown Finlay. I just didn't have anywhere to put them. Not that they're just strong actresses that I thought if something
Dakota
kind of
Johnson, and I know Jessica Brown Finlay, I do not.
She plays she's in Harlots, but she's also in Downton Abbey. She plays oh shit. Sybil.
Okay. I forgot her name.
Jessica Brown Finlay.
Thank you.
No, her big debut was in Downton Abbey as Sybil, which she plays like this Elaine character essentially. But then in Harlot, she's a fucking different person. And I love that. And she's just like this really like brazen harlot, right? I love it.
Yes.
I
know,
want to
something
put
like
her
that.
somewhere and I just don't know where. Maybe she's more.
Amarantha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amarantha. All right.
Yeah.
She's evil.
I think she definitely gives off like, just in the pictures that I haven't seen or anything, but I got like pretty, like she's hiding the evil behind all of her looks.
Yeah, she's kind of sinister.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another test, not my final answer, for Tamlin. Because the thing is, Tamlin has to be somebody that's like conventionally attractive, right? I'm going with Glenn Powell. He's on the taller side, kind of has this like all-American boy look about him. Not blonde, not like super blonde hair, but like lighter hair. If we're going very literal, like I really think potentially also Austin Butler.
Yeah.
Because Austin Butler kind of has that like pretty boy thing, and he was blonde for the most part. Like in my teenage years when I would watch him and things, I remember him being blonde.
Okay. You know what? Who I was thinking for Tamlin? Actually,
Who?
Henry Cavill.
Really?
Yeah,
See,
because
I don't see Tamlin being that big.
I do. He's supposed to be pretty big. He's supposed to be like that's no. Everyone thinks he's like just like.
Sorry.
I know. He's physically supposed to be like
I see
an
him as
animal.
tall.
I don't see him as tall. I see him as just kind of like just just all I don't know, like pretty averagely big. I don't
See,
I see Reese as tall. I see
Mhm.
Cassian as tall and big, and I see like Azrael as kind of lean, like
a string bean,
but like
muscle,
big, not as big as Cass, but not as tall as Reese. Tamlin I see as just being like very much like what am I trying to say? He's kind of more of a brute, big, beastly. Yeah, he's supposed to be like beastie.
I've always thought of like there's too many parallels between him and Rhysand.
Really?
And yeah, because I mean they have similar origin stories in terms of like their ascension to power. They both have not completely parallel but equally tough upbringings. And so I kind of see them as like mirror images of each other.
Interesting.
Yeah. So both like tall, like not barrel chested like Henry Cavill, but kind of like wide chested like Chris Evans. Where it's like what is the nickname that Chris Evans got for the longest time when he was first playing Captain America was Dorito, because his body was just shaped like this.
Yeah.
But he was like long and muscly. He wasn't like too big. And I think that's more how I see it. And so I think the reason I'm going with like Glenn Powell and Austin Butler is because they're these really tall, but still like they wear their muscle very well.
Yeah.
I actually saw Henry Cavill as oh shoot, I just had his name. The autumn guy without the eye.
Oh, Lucian,
yes.
Lucian.
Whatever.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So real quick, back to Tamlin though. I do think I saw him actually quite short.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yes.
I saw him kind of short and kind of like words escape me. He's kind of close to the kind of
like Danny DeVito.
Not gorilla-y, but like just someone beastly. Like I think of him as like kind of prowly. Like so he's I
see this like stark difference between his beast and his normal.
I mean, I just kind of see. I mean, he'll try to like prop himself up, but it's not very tall. I feel like he's just kind of shorter, but he's more like
stocky,
wide. Yeah. Stocky. That's what I'm trying to say. Kind of something like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's more of a characterization, right? Like, I feel like when you read, you kind of create physical, you read what the author says. You just kind of make your own. You're like, nope, he has this. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sorry I'm eating, but these are vodka soaked strawberries now.
So technically taking another drink. It's just Bodhi.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So that is, let's see here. Kristen Stewart could do Elaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have hopes. This is the thing, is I need more information about Elaine at this point. It's so frustrating because I'm like, is she just going to be a sweet person, or does she have like depth? Because if like, I'm excited if Kristen Stewart were to play her, I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah.
You know?
But like, you can be sweet and have depth,
Lily
but I feel
James,
like Elaine doesn't.
If it's Lily James, I'm not, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if it's just like, if we're just going to play this like sweet, but I don't think there is. And as we're reading it, because I've been listening to Frost and Starlight, Elaine is chronically like, we don't get any of her point of view at all. And I mean that both in like, we don't get her point of view like narratively, but we don't actually know what she's thinking. No one cares. No one's actually really asking what she wants or what she needs. Like, Feyre kind of goes in and no one's asking her how she's doing. The only person that's the closest with her is Nesta, and we don't get anything from Nesta until Silver Flames. So actually I just feel like I don't think I'm the only one who's like, no,
you're not. You're
like,
not.
I don't have enough and I want more. And I hope I've said this before. I just really want like Elaine's point of view. Like, Sarah has specifically kept her out. Right.
Yeah. Cause we've gotten a lot from the other two so far. So the assumption would be that we're going to get a good amount from Elaine as well. But I think even in the early books, and I think we said this, or at least I said this during book club, is you still got a little bit out of Nesta. And I don't know how much of that was writing Nesta's character came a little bit naturally as well, and it just kind of was the natural progression, or if she planned on making Nesta's story kind of the next story. And so those feeding us a little bit in preparation.
Yes.
So because I can't really answer that question, I just have to have hopes that maybe Nesta just came naturally and she didn't know. And it's not that we're not going to get anything from Elaine going forward.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Like I was kind of thinking about this literally today, of how I think she's intentionally not giving us a lot from Elaine.
Yeah.
Because she's been paying more attention to Nesta and getting that like prepped. And plus, now, well,
I was just gonna say, like, the conflict between her and Lucian takes place so early in the series.
Yeah.
That if we were gonna get like,
and it
that
lingers.
is what we're. Yes, that's the thing. Is like,
it doesn't
how
like
are you gonna give us her story if you resolve that without her point? You know what I mean? Like, if they would have already resolved that, then there wouldn't really be a point for her story.
Yeah. She's set up as like a side character that doesn't have a lot of depth.
Yeah.
And you can't keep that for very long.
Yes.
So either you need to we need to go in or get off the pot. You know what I mean?
Maybe she'll play a bigger role in Crescent City.
Maybe. Yes. So she is, I don't know how far you are.
Just say it.
She's a seeker?
Yes. Yeah. That was something that was spoiled for me already.
Okay. So she's a seeker, whatever the fuck that means. She sees things. So and they got powers from the cauldron.
Yeah.
We'll see with Nesta, and then also with Elaine, and they have these certain powers, which we actually get more from Elaine than we do Nesta before Silver Flames. Like, we know what Elaine, she's a seer. No one fucking knows what Nesta is until Silver Flames. And so we're given that little seed until the next time we get to talk to Elaine. So hopefully it's like, yeah, she seems like she's going to be more of a oracle type.
And it would make sense then if her purpose is more tied to that plot, you know? Just musings.
It would make sense, actually, now that we're all pooling together with our Crescent City fellows.
Yeah, because then she'll have a plot to actually play out.
Yeah.
And she's got a mate who's related to the Autumn Court.
Yeah.
Just like Bryce.
Yeah.
And her father.
Yeah.
And her brother, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, these are like random connections that at some point I'm sure are going to mean something. Yeah. Whether it's like magical meaning or just like plot practical narrative pushing forward. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our ACOTAR detour.
Yes.
Yeah. Which we are meeting this weekend when this comes out. This comes out Monday.
Yes.
And we are actually,
after this
I know you were nervous because we originally were going to meet this Saturday, but I think we're going to meet next Saturday.
The
21st of May. And we're going to talk about A Court of Frost and Starlight, which I think is an important wrap on the first. I think Sarah deliberately like wrapped the Feyre Rhysand story, and then she continues on with new point of views, and then we start with Silver Flames, which I think is the beginning of a new era.
Well, yeah, isn't like Throne of Glass, that series, like several books long?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
she
it makes
pretty
sense
long
that she's
series.
just using this then as the kind of
gateway
into this second string.
And spoilers real quick, but I did listen to a podcast episode with Sarah, and she talked about how there's actually a scene in Throne of Glass, which I haven't read yet, where Rhys shows up.
Really?
I think. Yeah. So she likes to do these crossovers, which I didn't know until, it became clear that Crescent City 2 was going to do that. So she likes it. It didn't cross over a lot, but I think Rhys just like makes a minor appearance there. So it's kind of exciting to see her like get like closer to that and like really overlap.
I don't know if I can wait until the next book comes out. Isn't the next Crescent City supposed to be first before the next?
Yeah, that's what you said last time. I'm excited. Because she has more to do. It is stressful, but she said she left a lot of like Easter eggs and Silver Flames for her,
so once
like crossover. So we'll read that with the knowledge that we have.
Yes.
Things about like an 8-pointed star, things like that is supposed to be important, which I've already picked up some stuff from the recent reads, but we'll get into that in book club. If you join us this weekend on May 21st. Yeah. Come join us. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, this has been a fun season. I feel like we've done we have entered the Fae world. I mean, we kind of did with
firmly.
Yeah, firmly. Because we kind of did it with Cruel Prince last season, but we're firmly in there now. We've got a Sarah J. Maas under our belts. We have we did some really good reads. So
this was, I think, my favorite season of books so far.
Yeah, we did such great books this season.
It might be because like the new Crescent City, the new Blood and Ash, Once and Future Witches, all very good books.
And we got to do that
more than they should have.
Yeah. And we got to do the episode with Jess with Their Eyes Were Watching God. That was super fun with Peking Podcast. And
that
Guild
was one of the best times that I've had talking about classic in a long time.
Yes. Yeah, you really enjoyed that. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So season 4 will begin the very beginning of July.
Yes.
And
we will keep the date open in case.
Yes.
But we will be back in July.
Yeah. It'll be a year since we started.
Yeah.
So
we
we
started
will
in July.
have some sort of celebration.
Yes.
You'll have to join us for it.
Yes. And if you want to be a part of it, go to our YouTube, subscribe, go to our Instagram, follow us, because we're going to be doing shit, outside of this. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. We won't give you any of the details of the next season yet. We still have to finalize a few things, but if you go to our Instagram, then you will be the first to get all of that news.
Yes. Yes.
In case you want to read the books along with us, if you haven't read any of them yet, or try to prepare at all.
Absolutely.
And then also in the meantime, if you think you have a better fan cast for any of these characters than we do, then shoot us a line and prove your
DM
point.
us. DM us on Instagram. We're in the DMs.
Yep.
We love them.
We have far too much time on our hands.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Until next season. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Bye.
Bye.